how you doing, Kane? ¿Qué onda, carnal?
Oh, doing well, Konnan.
All right.
How are you, man?
Good.
Yeah, I'm doing good.
Good. So let's get right up the thing. So happy that you're out. And do you know Dave Meltzer?
Yeah.
That he writes for the Wrestling Observer. He lives in San Jose.
Okay.
That's where you live, right?
Yes.
Yeah, he was telling me that, and I'm sure somebody told you, I don't know how much communication you had of what was going on outside, but he was telling me that, like, especially in San Jose, like a lot of people had free CAIN t-shirts. Did you hear about that?
I did. Yeah, I wasn't able to everything like everyone told me. So like friends, like family that would come visit me that I talked to, they were kind of just telling me what was going on the outside. Yeah.
What was like your major source of information on the outside? TV, your lawyer, your family? How did you know what was going on outside?
Yeah, family, friends, and then like TV. So like whatever was on like cable, pretty much was my kind of like window to the outside world at that moment. Yeah.
And so, did you see all the love you got from the wrestling community, the MMA community, like from everybody, bro?
Yeah, man, I did, and I have, and I want to appreciate, just thank everyone. Like I truly appreciate everyone's support in all of it. Like it means so much to me. It gave me a lot of strength when I was in there, So yeah, dude, I see it and I feel it, and I just want to thank everybody forever for that. Yeah.
Yeah, we're so happy you're out. And was there ever a time where you thought, "Fuck it, that's it. I'm stuck here, and I'm going to always have to do my time," or did you think, I think I'm going to get out of this and I'll be out sooner?
Your mind kind of my mind ran like both sides of it, like the bad side and the good side. But it's a thing that we always have to have faith. It doesn't matter what position we're in, where we're at. Like we always got to look for like the best case scenario for us, and just know that our lives are in something much bigger, and it's all going to work out for the best always. So
now we're I don't know how the San Jose. Were you in San Jose? Is that where you were?
Yeah,
incarcerated. Okay, San Jose. I know in San Diego, like they have like either they put you with the Mexicans, they put you with the blacks, they put you with the whites, or they put you with others usually like celebrities, child molesters, like that. Mm-hmm. Where did they have you?
So they had me in protective custody.
Right.
It was very low key. Only a few people that I was able to like kind of hang out with, and I guess the good thing about it is you got a lot of alone time with yourself, and the bad thing about it was you got a lot of alone time with yourself.
Yeah.
So
let me ask you. Well, I was gonna say, let me ask you a question. Do you you're an athlete?
Yeah.
And it's obviously kind of different, like nutritionist, everything. But were you training? Like, did you kill how do you pass a day there?
Yeah, man.
Being like an athlete, and like, what was it like?
Physical training. Yeah, like you would try to definitely do some stuff. We got out only 3 hours a day, and I would like for my workout, I would hit like stairs. There were stairs there, so I would just like run stairs for like an hour straight, like like some days, and then some days I'd be really into reading.
Did you have access to UFC matches or no, like pay-per-views and stuff like that?
No, just the whatever. If anything came on free TV on cable, then we would be able to watch it.
But not the pay-per-view stuff.
No pay-per-view stuff. Anything that was on TV. So watched a lot of like cable, like television throughout the day. Read a lot and worked out a little bit here and there, but mainly I was like working on my mind, keeping that strong.
Now, this will be my last question and we'll go on to another subject. Is there anything that surprised you about prison that you didn't expect?
Just like, man, like I said, like I feel like anything you can learn from,
right.
And the human body and the human mind is something that is so powerful. Like we still haven't unleashed all the powers to it, and it doesn't matter where you're at. Like you're always good. We can go through anything.
Right.
And I read stories in there, like of people in like the Holocaust and stuff, where it made my situation like I'm okay, and I'm gonna be okay.
Right.
Yeah. So.
Well, dude, all I can say is, qué bueno que estás fuera, carnal. We need people like you that are positive influence in society. I've met your family, very beautiful family. You're an incredible person. And so how was Phoenix? Because that was your, you told me I was rusty. Yeah.
Yeah, dude, it was crazy, man. I felt like I was, like it's probably the worst I've ever felt, like physically, mentally, like doing something where my mind had to I felt like it was at such a standstill, my body and my mind for 8 months, just like I like a low, just a low way of like thinking, versus like when you're out there like competing, it's a different way of thinking, like how your brain and your mind have to be firing. So I felt like I was probably in the worst case scenario for myself that I've ever been in. And I feel like I always go through this, like I put a lot of pressure on myself, and I just want to be ready when I go out there and compete. And when we went out there and did it, dude, it was
Bro,
crazy.
let me just say this. As you know, I couldn't go there because I was in bad health, but I saw the tape, and you got a tremendous pop when you went out there to do the in-ring, and then when they did the beatdown, that got a lot of real good heat, which set up your match, and people were with you, you didn't look bad. I do think that, and this is up to you, I do think that you should, halfway through your match, you should take off your mask, because everybody knows it's you. And CAIN Velasquez is such a, you know what I'm saying? Yeah.
That'd be like a good pop when you're selling.
Right.
And like for the comeback, you fire up and take the mask off and start the comeback. That'd actually be a pretty good gimmick. How Jerry Lawler used to pull the strap down, for his comeback. That'd be pretty good.
Like on once you take off the mask, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It could be part of your thing.
It's like you're real. You're not like a lucha character anymore. It's like now it's CAIN Velasquez, right? Yeah.
Now let me ask.
That's a pretty good idea.
Let me ask you a question.
Cool.
Let me ask you a question, CAIN. Do you train people in MMA or no?
I do.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do. Yeah, I've gone to American Kickboxing Academy where I trained out of. And,
right.
I do a lot of coaching there.
Isn't that where Khabib was too?
Yes, as well.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Have you rolled around with Khabib before?
I haven't rolled around with him. No. That's one of the top guys that I haven't rolled around with, even though he's been in the gym for forever. Yeah.
Who's a smaller guy that you've rolled around with before that you were very surprised at how strong they were?
Dude, a lot of the guys that come from Dagestan that Khabib brings over, they're all like smaller guys, but they're all like surprisingly very strong.
Why do you think that is? Because I saw a video of, I think it was Khabib wrestling a bear when he was like a little kid. Why do you think they have? Because they every guy you see from Dagestan dominates everybody.
Yeah, man. I have no idea. I just know whenever I go with those guys, even if they're smaller, their strength is something much. Their strength is always like a strong point in them.
Right.
Like for some reason, just their strength is there.
Like this, I don't know if you know Kurt Angle. I mean, I you know him, but do you know him personally? I
don't know him personally, no.
Okay, so this was Kurt Angle here. He won a wrestling championship with a broken neck and everything and all that. The one thing I was and he was like the best wrestler on the planet Earth. The one thing that surprised me is that when I did a spot with him in the ring, we come backstage, and when you do the you go and hug the boy like you do the wrestler hug, right, bro? When I felt him, his back felt like cement. I've never felt that. I was like, what on earth is? Like it didn't feel like muscle. Okay. It felt like concrete. Wow. And I was like, I wonder maybe those guys are just like it's genetic or something.
Yeah, it's wrestling training, bro. All those reps,
I mean, it just hardens you. It's like, but that was surprising. I'd never felt anything like that before. And I'm like, wow, no wonder this guy is like the world champion. He's like a superhuman, So
yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Now that you've been out, have you seen guys like Nagano and all these guys that are in the heavy? Obviously, you have, right?
No, I haven't watched any fights or anything, man. Just been, just here with the family, doing stuff at home, just trying to be present, just with the family, like do whatever.
You mean the home cooking, right?
All that,
right.
Cooking, cleaning.
What's the first when you got out? Where's the first place you went and ate?
Oh, dude, it was at home, man. I obviously right now I have to be home, so
right.
It was just home cooking. Like,
what did you have?
It was just so good to have some vegetables. Like,
right.
That's one thing we didn't. We got like a little bit of meat and a lot of carbs. Like that's what we got. And it was just good to get like something that was like plants. Like something light.
Right.
Like yes.
And what do you? I mean, obviously you can't wrestle in Mexico. But what do you plan on doing in wrestling? Do you have any plans, or you're just going with the flow? Just
you know what? For me, it's just do as much as I can with it. I really do have just a great time out there.
Right.
For me, it's so fun, man. The whole thing, like working with the guys that we work with, just doing all the stuff that we do out there. Like I really do love and enjoy it. Daniel Cormier was actually at my house yesterday. Him and Luke Rockhold came over, and DC talked about doing a match as well, like doing something with me, him, AAA.
Right.
So it's for me, man. It's just good that I get to have like my family involved in it. My kids get to watch it and they love it, and they're big fans of AAA and WWE. I'm just glad I get to bring my family into a sport that I'm doing now. Well, with fighting, it wasn't like that. I had to like kind of shelter them throughout that whole thing.
Did you see? Did he show you the tape when he was the referee in WWE?
He did. Yeah.
I was very surprised that he didn't get involved. You know what I'm saying? But we'd love to do something with you in DC. That would be great because we're going to be doing more stuff in the United States, and plus I can't get into details because we've been doing this for 3 years. But we're talking with the network to get some TV. You know what I'm saying?
Amazing.
Yeah,
Amazing.
So that'll be great,
dude. Awesome.
Yeah, that will be great. So what are you obviously going to be at home for Christmas?
Yes.
What do you watch football? Do you watch basketball? You're just chilling with the family?
Just chill with the family, man. I watch a lot of kids stuff right now. Whatever my kids watch, dude. So I'm watching like a ton of Pokemon. Dude, that's it, dude. Even DC was asking me, like, he's like, man, have you watched any of the fights since you've like come back? And I'm like, no, like I watch whatever the kids are watching. Like that's all we do. We watch kids shows, movies. I'm kind of just engulfed in that world, and yeah, man. And then we watched Lucha and some WWE. Like we watched all that on YouTube. Is what we do.
Now, besides wrestling and MMA, just because of who you are, I'm sure a lot of people reach out to you to do projects. Is there anything coming up or pending that you can talk about that you're going to do in the future?
Well, I may be able to do a race coming up, the Mint 400. It's an off-road race. I do like to.
Where's that?
It's one of my other like hobbies that I like to do is go out and race, whether it be on the pavement or off-road. So I may be able to do that. I may be able to get a gig in March as well, where I do a off-road race.
Really?
Yeah.
But where would you do it, in San Jose?
No, it's in Vegas. It's the Mint 400. It's kind of like a Baja style race, off road in the desert. But like with fighting and like and wrestling, man, like racing does something to me that like I can't explain.
Right, your adrenaline, bro. It's like an adrenaline rush, right?
It's the most. It's like the most amazing feeling when you get a turn right, and it's like you're right on that edge. And all you're thinking about is where you are at that moment. Like that for me is the best.
Well, just so you know, Rey Mysterio lives in Vegas. So if you're down there, check him out.
Okay.
This guy right here, Disco Inferno, also lives there.
Yes.
And he knows all the best restaurants, anything you want in Vegas, this guy knows. So he's a good hookup. So, man, I just want to say, carnal, te quiero un chingo. Sí, I'm a big fan of you before. I actually went. This is the last thing I want to tell you, and I don't know if I ever told you this story, bro. I actually went to see you against who is the Brazilian guy you fought in Mexico? Verdum. And right, and somebody had promised me and Rey Mysterio we were going to have ringside tickets, right? And we were like, cool, let's for sure we got to somehow make sure CAIN notices us, right? Yes. And bro, they gave us these tickets that were really far away, and we were hot. And I remember when Verdum came out, and you saw this during the whole show, and I noticed it really early in the match. I go, oh, CAIN is blowing up already. This guy's gonna win because Verdum, as you know, had been there before you, and he was already training in the altitude, right?
Yes, he was.
And you weren't used to the altitude, and I could already see you like gassing out. That was the first time that I ever saw you. But anyways, I just want to say I was a big fan of yours.
Let me ask you. I want to ask a quick question. Let's think about this. So when you fought Brock in the UFC, what was the dynamic like? Where now you're going to perform with him in WWE, and it's not a fight. So obviously we're just doing entertainment. What was that dynamic like, as opposed to there's obviously a huge difference. You and him aren't buddy before you're fighting for real.
Yeah.
But in wrestling, we take care of each other, and you don't show animosity or take advantage of people out there. What was that like going over the match with them, as opposed to were there hard feelings or anything, or was it uncomfortable, or was it just very professional?
Yeah, professional, and I would say it was a little uncomfortable. I guess I'm just so new to the wrestling world, but everyone that I've worked with has been amazing as far as like you said, we take care of everybody. We do really try to put in some good things in there where everyone gets what they want out of it, and making it just for the fans. Working with Brock was interesting, man. That's what I'm gonna say. It was very different. Again, you kind of just learn from your life, and okay, this is what this was. I know for next time, if something else ever happens for next time, but I got my son right here.
You got a run-in.
You got a run-in, right?
Yes.
How you doing, man?
This is my training partner right here.
Does he remember me? Ask him if he remembers me.
You know Konnan from AAA? Remember? Watch him?
I saw him on TV too.
Yeah, you saw on TV too? Yeah. So we're just, dude. But with Rock, I mean, that's kind of what it was. And again, the best thing about what I do now with wrestling, man, is that I can bring my family in, and they're true fans of it, And that is the best.
Let me piggyback off that. Let me piggyback off that question. So when you fought Brock in UFC, was he trying to intimidate you? Was he not talking to you before the match? Was he trying to play mind games? Was he rude? What was that like? Because that's a whole different, as mindset.
Yes. For the fight, he's very good at selling the fight, and he did. He brought a little bit of the WWE into it, which is what you kind of have to do. You gotta have to bring in a little bit, like trash talking.
Right.
But I've always been the guy never there's no point in talking trash. For myself, I was more of I'm gonna show you, and I knew what just what he had, what he brought to the table, and where I was confident. I just knew I was gonna win that fight, man.
What made you so sure? What if you remember when you were going over your game plan and training, what was his main weakness to you?
Yeah, dude. His main weakness was he didn't like to get hit.
Exactly.
And his biggest strength was he wasn't to take me down. It wasn't like when, it was just he wasn't to take me down. So we had Daniel Cormier and then another national top wrestler with us at the time. And dude, we started a sparring session with me on my back, flat with boxing gloves on, and DC would be right on me, I'd be in the worst position, and all I had to do was just get up.
Right. That's the last time we spoke. That's what you said you did. You'd training just constantly every day. Just get up. Just those drills and stuff. Right.
So I knew that he wasn't to take me down, and it didn't matter how many times that he wasn't to take me down. I was going to get up, and to do that against somebody, that's very
frustrating. Right?
To get up, it's frustrating, man. It just brings down it brings you down. You know your mentality.
Right.
Yes.
Well, I just want to say, man, thanks for representing La Raza. You know, you're one of the best guys I've ever met in this industry. Very professional. We're gonna keep doing some and tell DC that we definitely want to do something. And I want to also say Feliz Navidad y Feliz Año Nuevo to you and your family.
If you and DC, bro, if you and DC want to do something, I can get him ready to perform in front of people in like 2 days.
Okay.
I mean,
he's a great trainer, bro.
I love teaching MMA guys, because I just love that. You don't have to teach them a lot.
That's a specialty.
Right. I
tell them some of the guys you've trained.
Yeah, Stephen Bonner, and stuff, and I'm like, so I don't train you to be a wrestler. I train you to be a UFC fighter to look like to perform in a wrestling match.
Amazing.
So, yeah,
dude, we would enjoy that so much. We were talking about it yesterday. That for us would be something like, it'll be the best, dude. We would love that. Yeah.
I when he was on our show, we went over fantasy booking. If you guys were tag team of the WWE, and I said that like I would have you guys like just running through everybody like 4 or 5 weeks in a row. You win the title, you're just killing people out there, right? And then all of a sudden you're in the ring and like you're healing on the wrestling fans. And we got the belts out and the lights go off and they come back on. It's Undertaker and Kane. And like you guys again,
against him and who? DC?
Yeah, him and DC against Undertaker and Kane. The Brothers of Destruction. So I thought that would
be sweet because DC can talk some trash.
Right.
Yeah, but I'm gonna have my producer send you Disco's number. So if you're ever in Vegas and you got a couple extra days and you want to train, this guy's excellent.
Oh, amazing. Amazing.
All right. Well, anyways, tell people where they can find you if they want to get a hold of you. I don't know if Twitter or where you're on or Instagram or whatever.
I'm not on Instagram. Well, I'm on Instagram, but I haven't re-logged in right now.
Right.
Right now, man, just taking time off with the family, just giving them all my attention.
Right.
It's been a little bit of work to like be in the house again. So I think in the near future I will be. I'll start getting on there again.
All right. Well, we'll send you Disco's number. So if you're ever in Vegas, you can hook up with him, hook up with Ray. Like I said, Feliz Navidad, Merry Christmas, my friend.
Gracias.
And bendiciones.
Tú también, hermano. Gracias.
Órale. Okay. Thank you, man.
Merry
Thanks,
Christmas.
man. Merry
Thank
Christmas.
you very much.
All right. Thank you.
Yo, what up? This is Konnan, and I host Keeping It 100, my co-host, Disco Inferno, unfortunately.
Well, I'd say you're my co-host.
Listen, every Thursday here on Spreaker, we talk pro wrestling, sports, movies, music, TV, pop culture, and some politics. It's everything the rest of the pro wrestling podcasts are not.
Tune in to hear myself, the superior one, educate and inform.
Tune in to hear me bury Disco.
That's very disrespectful.
Join us every Thursday on Spreaker and keep it 100. Boom!